Welcome back, everybody, to A&M Reviews. It's Muhammad and Adrian, and today we're going to review the film Lilo and Stitch, live action. And this film stars, um, her name might be Maya, possibly, Kiloa as Lilo, Sydney Ugadong as Nani, Chris Sanders as Stitch, Zach
Uh,
Zach as Jumba.
Galifianakis, I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Galifianakis. Okay. Um, Billy Magnuson as Pleakley, Courtney B. Vance as Cobra Bubbles, and Amy Hill as Tutu. But this film is about a lonely Hawaiian girl befriends a runaway alien, helping to mend her fragmented family. So, what did you get from the film Lilo and Stitch?
This is one of the childhood favorite movies. And I, you had Lilo and Stitch. There's the sequel, and then there is the television series that where I'm like Pokemon, where they're going and catching all of his cousins or the other experiments that were released. So there's tons and tons and tons of information about Lilo and Stitch out there, and memories I have of watching those things. And there's some things that are changed, I guess, intentionally in this movie that from the original cartoon. But beyond that, I think this could just never live up to the feeling of watching the original Lilo and Stitch for me. So I think they did a really good job, but it felt like a play that you go to, of a famous movie. Like, yeah, that's generally how it went. It's fine. But I wasn't disappointed, but just eh, I didn't feel the way I felt when I saw it before.
Yeah, watching this made me realize how much I kind of forgot about the original
Sure.
movie because I haven't seen it in years. I mean, it's been a long time. Um, I probably saw the show more than I saw the movie
Yeah.
um, because the show,
Hmm.
came on all the time. And, that was pretty good from what I remember. But this movie, the live action one, just adds to the list of unnecessary live action films.
Yeah.
Because
Very.
I mean, it it really wasn't anything special. Um, Before Stitch went to Earth, it was pretty boring. I mean, there was really nothing going on. It's Nani and Lilo kind of living together and trying to make it because their parents are gone. I think that they passed or
Yes,
something
they
like that.
passed away in a car accident, which was not shown
Yeah.
in this, but was um, in the cartoon. At least it was more. It was described in, I think, a flashback, but they didn't show it here.
Yeah, it's nothing like that here, but you know that they're not around, and Nani, she's struggling to try to balance finding work and taking care of Lilo, and then Stitch comes along. But what made the movie more enjoyable was Stitch coming around and being destructive and things like that. But outside of that, it honestly wasn't very interesting. Kids might like it, but as far as like one of those Disney films where it's for kids and adults, I don't think that they have that here.
No.
No, because a fair amount of Disney movies, especially way back, they had a lot of adult themes and elements in there, along with the kid-friendly things um, that kind of taught a lesson or made you think about your childhood
Hmm.
or how something affected you. But in this, not so much. I mean, I don't, I didn't really get anything from this film. It just felt kind of.
there's no.
kind of kind of boring.
It kind of was, but I mean, because they took out a big. I mean, they took out some of the fun things as well, but um, it the whole point of it really is just family and acceptance and broken families still being families. I think it's a nice message that goes away from the traditional princess trope. There's no music. There's no like coming of age songs, karaoke moments. It's so it's different than the typical Disney movie, which they play on a lot in the marketing. Um, but it's a little sanitized from the cartoon. You're missing major characters. You're missing major character development points. In some ways, it makes the story more realistic, believe it or not. In other ways, it reminded me of just how we used to not care about some things, and somehow we were a more inclusive environment than we are now, um, which is strange. But yeah, nothing groundbreaking. I mean, everyone's acting with the. I never felt like Stitch wasn't real to them, even though he was food generated. Um, I think the budget dictated when we saw any other aliens in their
Oh
form,
yeah.
so that's fine. Um, and yes, is it more believable that way? I guess, but um, I wanted to see Scooby Doo on the airplane. Let's just spend the money. Let's just do it right. And where's the scene by scene, shot by shot, like the Lion King?
Well, that money's been drying up a little bit. They hadn't been having too many bangers
Yeah,
over the past couple of years. $1 billion films, so they can't be just spending all willy nilly. Um, but one character that I remember, well, I'm not sure if he showed up in the movie, but I know he was in the series all the time. It was the big shark looking guy.
yes, he was cut from the movie. The
Ah
whole story
man,
arc of how that happened was different because in the cartoon he was hunting Stitch. He was sent by the supreme leader or whoever to hunt
yeah.
Stitch and the scientist. Um,
Those
Bubbles
other two,
was
they end up.
they were there. They were uh Pleakley and Scantu. No, I'm mixing up the names.
Uh,
But
Pleakley is the really skinny one,
right,
silly one.
right. And
I
Jamba.
forgot the other one's
Jamba.
name. Yeah.
They're there to catch him. Um, but obviously Jamba wants him to be his evil self and take over. Um, but it really shows up that Gantu is missing in the final scene whenever Stitch is captured, because in the cartoon he's captured by Gantu and has that fight, and there's the whole chasing of the uh, where Stitch is captured, like to the mountains, um, which is an important scene, I think, historically, as originally it was. That plane scene was Gantu's plane, and then I forget who was driving the other vehicle, but behind him. But they were actually being chased through a cityscape of Hawaii, but the filming was done at the same time as 9/11. So they changed the cityscape to a mountainscape for the theatrical release. And you can find on YouTube now the original scene and what they changed it to. Um, it's literally the same sequence of the planes moving, but they take it out of the city because the editors are like, oh, it's 9/11. We can't have a plane in a city anymore. So they put it in the mountains. But that whole thing is gone because Gantry's not a character. Jamba is the sole, I guess, antagonist. And um, yeah, it just would it have been less believable if there is a large manatee style shark man running around? Yes. But that was the cartoon. That's what we grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other ones they look ridiculous too,
Right.
even though they were mostly
Right.
humans
And I'm
throughout
like,
most of
I
the
don't care
film.
about the budget, Disney. I want to see the aliens. I was not impressed by that trick. And Bleakley, I mean, was it necessary? No, but it was funny in the show and in the movie. He would always pick to be like a woman with Jamba, and pretend to be these vacations and really lean into that. He was like Roger from American Dad. He could dress into anything, but he would choose a woman. And in this, you don't have that. He's a bit flamboyant, I guess, but um, you don't have any wigs or anything like that over an alien's face, anything. So it's, not everything translates over to action like a cartoon does, and interesting choices were made because of the political climate. I guess in both cases.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just not made it. I
They,
mean,
they should just not did it.
how about how about just make something original? I think they would do much better that way.
Yeah,
Um,
this was not necessary.
no. Um, I mean, I feel like there probably are some films that they could do live action that would do much better live action. I mean, I think that this has a fair fan base, but I mean, most times I don't really hear anybody talk about Lilo and Stitch when they talk about the best Disney films. Even though it is good,
Yeah,
I really liked it whenever I did see it, but it's not really one that I think back to and say I really loved this one. Um,
no, you don't hear that a lot. Um, I think it's like in the Nightmare Before Christmas category of popular tattoos. Ohana and Stitch being on tattoos is very popular.
yeah, and how quickly I forget. I was like, "What? This sounds like Moana," but this came out way before
Way
Moana.
before, way before. Um, yeah, way before. We already had a Polynesian Disney character, but she's not a princess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to call her.
She's a random girl in Hawaii.
The curly Y. Yeah. Stitch was always, kind of funny
Hmm.
character, destructive, always messing something up. And they do play on that in this film. He's super destructive, always breaking things. But Lilo is trying to tame him like he's a dog. Uh, but they do build that relationship, which was nice. I thought that was probably one of the best parts of the film. Um, but uh, outside of that, not too much going on. I kind of wish they did have what's his name, Gantu, the
Hmm.
shark looking dude, because he's the most serious in all of
Hmm.
this in the show, but he always gets picked on. Like
Yes.
he's trying to be so serious, but he gets treated like a clown every time that he's trying to go after Stitch. Um, but yeah, not nowhere to be found in this. Uh, but as far as the story goes, I guess you can say it. I mean, goes the way of the first film,
Yeah, pretty much.
possibly.
Pretty much. Small details are changed as far as um, the changing of clothes with Pleakley um, and Jamba to them just being able to clone humans visually. But
like Transformers.
right, right. It's a good excuse to just have the actors play themselves instead of voicing over CGI.
Yeah, and not spend as much money on CGI.
Sure. Yeah. So
I mean, when you think about it, it might be like 10 minutes total in the whole movie while they are the aliens.
yeah, yeah, not a whole lot of time. Um, that they are that. So definitely saving in the budget.
Yeah, I'm not sure what other live action film that they plan to do, but I think Frozen will probably be one
Hmm.
day. Um, they could do The Incredibles one day, but
They're talking about it.
They're already talking about it,
They
a live
are.
action one.
They are. Um,
I know they talked about doing a third film, like Incredibles 3.
or maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay, yeah, because I remember seeing where they said that they're going to try to take it back to some of the films that they made a lot of money on. You know, like Toy Story. I think that I guess it's going to be a fifth one.
Mm,
Incredibles 3, Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, things like that. Um, so, I mean, out of those, I can definitely see Frozen being one.
mhm.
Um, yeah, Zootopia would be unnecessary. uh, I can see Incredibles, but it's kind of like doing the Fantastic Four. So,
Really? Yeah.
I mean, that would be interesting. Where is my super suit?
Yeah. I think that one will stay a cartoon. Um, I don't, or I don't. Yeah. What was I saying? Not a cartoon. Um, I think if it were live action, it would be so similar to Fantastic Four that it might not make sense to do.
Yeah, I think they do the best with their animated films. Um, pertaining to that. Um, I don't know what took them so long to get a sequel for The Incredibles.
I
It's
don't
ridiculous.
know. It's like you had such gold sitting right there.
Yeah, everybody loved that movie, literally. And that movie, I mean, it's the perfect film as far as having things for kids and adults.
Hmm.
Just so many gems in that film. I mean, we probably are at that point of Mr. Incredible where you're working the job
Yep.
constantly.
I understand his problem with the insurance companies. I get it now.
Yeah. And when that first came out, I mean, we weren't even thinking about that. We didn't have that
No.
perspective. You're thinking about, the
Right.
superheroes and running fast with
No.
Dash and all
That
that stuff.
woman is getting mugged. We should help her. No, Bob. We have to help our customers. Another manager who was getting what he deserved.
He didn't get the disgust in his face though.
No.
He didn't have a chance. Um, and then the part where Dash puts that I don't know if it's a whoopee cushion or something in the teacher's chair.
Mm.
Might be like a tack or something.
Yep. Yep. Tech.
That was funny. But
Right
you
there.
see, this film is just so irrelevant. Um, I find I find it kind of hard to even talk about. Um,
Are there any
but
positives for you?
positives, I would say Stitch is pretty good. I mean, I don't think the CGI was bad on him. I thought that was pretty good. He was entertaining. How he was just destroying stuff and um, getting through things, and they made him very what's the right word? You can see the emotions in him. You know
Mm.
how if he's much happier, his ears would perk up, or if he's sad, his ears go down. Um, like you could see the emotion in his face, um, and the bond that he built with Lilo. It was like a pet and the owner. Getting that relationship and bonding.
Hmm.
I thought that was good as it went throughout the film. Um, I understood how the sister was feeling. You know, having all those things, all those responsibilities. Uh, I don't know if she really should have went through with having her sister go into foster care.
Yeah.
That's I'm not sure if that was a storyline in the original film. Was it?
Yes. I don't think they ever agreed to foster care though in the cartoon. I knew that was the threat.
Yeah. Um, well, her sister. So Lilo ends up getting in an accident. Um, on the beach where she almost
Oh.
drowns, and she's taken to the hospital. And those doctor bills are astronomical. I mean, it could put anybody into financial debt. And Nani's just having a hard time just having a steady job. And the social workers are, kind of all over her back about things. And they offer her, hey, we can find a place for Lilo. Um, you know, it wouldn't be too far, but it would be much better care for her. And they could also cover these hospital bills. We know you can't cover this. So, that option is on the table. And, Nani, she contemplates it. And for the most part, she starts to go through with it. But um, that gets interrupted, with the big old fight at the end. And she actually gets, I guess, legally adopted by the other lady who's been following them for a while in the film. I forgot her name, but
Catherine.
it was Tutu, the older
Oh,
lady,
yeah. Who's Catherine? Who am I made that? Oh, I don't
Catherine.
know why I made that name up, but yes, it was TJ. I don't remember her in the cartoon though.
uh, the Tutu lady.
Hmm. But I guess it's the manager of the first stand, the guy that she had, maybe, and friend. I don't remember her.
Was that his mother?
I
The
think
guy.
so.
Okay, yeah, because they were saying, oh yeah, Lilo can just stay with us, um,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be right next door. So nothing is really changing. She'll be under my guardianship, but your sister will be right here, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else, it's really nothing special.
No.
I mean, did you have any favorite parts
I
in
mean,
the film?
I remember the emotional pull whenever he's at the end when he's stuck in the water because he can't swim. He's very dense, and he has to be.
I mean, I never thought that he was going to die.
Yeah,
Not for
I mean,
one
I
second.
knew he wasn't going to, but it was a sad realization where he can't get out. But he's like, "No, you need to go. We already had the accident. I know I can hurt you and hurt everybody else. So it's best if you
How was
just
she
go."
underwater that long?
That part it was not in the cartoon. She went down and swam and got him in the
She
cartoon.
was walking
But
underwater
in
for like 5 minutes.
live action, they said that wasn't realistic enough that she can swim and do it. Let's just have her walk. So the whole narrative that she was a like swim champion and going to college for marine biology, all that's new in this.
Yeah. Um, just watching this film, I realized how little I knew about these characters.
Yeah, they invented some new facts.
Yeah, and it's just been so long since I saw the original. Um, I'm trying to think of Disney films that haven't already been live action that I really know well.
Sure.
Uh, I mean, Lion King, of course, that's been done twice.
Yeah.
Mm,
Uh, 101 Dalmatians technically has already been done. And they did Cruella
yeah,
de Vil.
I mean that was like a early 2000s film.
Yeah. Um, for Disney. I mean, you still got Princess and the Frog out there. Tangled with Rapunzel.
Oh yeah, I really liked Tangled whenever
Yeah.
it came out. I doubt that it would live up to what the
No.
actual movie was.
No.
I mean, Mulan was already done.
Hmm.
Um, Disappointment. Um, no Mushu, just a complete rehaul of everything.
No, please bring honor to us. Bring honor to us. Bring honor to us home. Was there any singing in the movie? No, I'm thinking about it.
Mm, it was probably like background music,
Hmm.
like an instrumental,
Yeah.
but I don't remember them
Because
singing at
they
all.
had some bangers.
Oh yeah,
Who's
like
that girl looking back at me?
what's the one where they're training
Um, Be a Man.
Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, Be a Man.
You're mine. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a
yeah, it
banger.
was good.
Definitely a
And
banger.
they said no. They said it's
Yeah, they said no.
not
Paid us
culturally accurate.
$30.
Your man, you must be stripped down and ring, coursing river with all
Yeah,
the
that's a
strength
banger.
of a great typhoon, with all of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
Dun, dun, dun.
That Tarzan's been
You know
done. I
what?
didn't like it though.
Oh, I mean, Tarzan isn't actually like a
Yeah, it's not theirs.
exclusive. Yeah. Um, but you know the villain in Mulan,
Uh-huh.
the guy with like the half bald head.
Uh-huh.
I thought that he was definitely menacing as a child.
Yeah.
Just his character, especially that part where he's like, "How many guys do they need to send a message?"
Uh,
And it's like one, and he just, I mean, they fade to black,
yeah.
but you know, one of those guys got killed.
Ahunds.
And I guess for the live action, it just didn't hit the same. Like if they had a guy like that, that would sell it more. But it definitely didn't hit the same. Like nothing like that. So they really just need to stop with all this live action
Uh,
stuff. It's not really working. Um, I mean, Snow White was doomed to fail years ago, based on just the chatter online from people before the movie even came out.
uh,
Um, I'm not sure what other ones they have planned, but they just need to stop this. You're wasting money. How about make something original?
yeah, hopefully they do. Hopefully they do.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and give this one a rating. So the lowest rating is trash, middle is background noise, and the highest is a banger. So how would you rate the live action film Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, background noise, unfortunately. The cartoon is more, but not this one.
Yeah. It actually made me want to go back and watch the original just to see how it was. Just start watching the series and the movie from back in the day on Disney Plus. But yeah, this is definitely low background noise. I mean, it's not trash. It's not awful. Um, it's I mean, if you were around as a child whenever it came out, this is not going to give you that same type of magic. Um, it's just going to be, oh well, there's that character.
Huh.
Oh, that's that character. Wait, where is that character? Like it's missing. So things like that, but it's nothing special. I think they just need to stop all of this while they're ahead of
Huh.
themselves. I mean, the Mermaid was probably better than this as far as like a shot by shot type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, this was unnecessary. Really, I
Yeah.
really didn't see a reason for them to make this.
Little cash grab. Well,
Yeah, definitely a cash grab. Um, Imagine Toy Story live action. I don't even know
ugh.
how you even do that.
No.
I really don't know how you do that. I mean, you're gonna do talking realistic toys. Doesn't seem like it's even worth it.
No.
It's yeah, it's yeah. Don't please don't do it, Disney.
Hmm.
Um, but any other thoughts about Lilo and Stitch?
Yep. No other final thoughts for me.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at a list of all the live action films that they've done. Um, Jungle Book. I forgot about Aladdin. I actually did like Aladdin.
I like Aladdin.
Um, Dumbo. Didn't even see it. Honestly, I don't even think I saw the original.
Hmm.
Um, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Maleficent, um, 101 Dalmatians. I mean, this isn't the Dalmatians movie. That's not in the same
No.
realm as what they've been doing recently. Alice in Wonderland, The Lion King, Christopher Robin, Cruella, Mulan, The Little Mermaid, uh, Pinocchio. That is right. I didn't see that one. Um, Peter Pan, Pete's Dragon, Snow White. Oh, that would be interesting for them to do The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Have you actually seen the original?
A long time.
It's actually really good. Like I actually saw it way later on. Like I didn't see it as a little child, but that priest, he's evil.
Hmm.
Like the way the way that he was talking so much trash about the lady, and then he actually wanted her, calling her all types of names and stuff like that. It's a really good movie. I was actually pleasantly surprised. Um, I wonder if they would do like a CGI Hunchback or something.
Cool. Oh, yeah, I was like it.
You know, the movie 300,
Hmm.
and that guy who was like really um, deformed. It kind of looked like that.
Oh, wow.
That's how it would look, a deformed hunchback. But I think that does it for us at A&M Reviews. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure to check out our other platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, and X, which are all linked in the description. And if you want to send us a message, click the message link to get featured on the show. And thanks for listening.